Gather round, hunters, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command. Orion Pirates +1. I'm Fleet Admiral Turk of the heavy battlecruiser Ancient Kings, as we continue our campaign against the Romulan Star Empire, and the last Romulan planet has fallen under our control. 2113 belongs to us, which means only a few scant stations and empty space lie between us and total domination over an entire empire. So one of the fun things about having this planet is we can now finally get this repair work happening. We have been out for quite some time, so we need a little bit of, well, rearm, repair, and all the rest. I would say refuel, but we don't actually use fuel in this game. Not that starships don't, but we don't have to actually track that, which is... I wonder how interesting this game would... If you could make that an interesting mechanic or not. Alright, so we are fully topped off with all of our missiles, all the systems repaired. I'm going to do a quick check of the shipyard. We are coming to a close on the campaign after all, so maybe it's time to pick up a couple of other ships. And so I will be looking for, on occasion, whenever we stop to port, XCBs. I'm not interested in XFFs or any of the other ships. I just want to see if I can't get myself, by the end of the campaign, 3 X-type advanced heavy bombardment cruisers. That may be asking quite a bit, but we're going to give it a shot. Alright, so let's set out into space and continue to bombard the crap out of any Romulan that we happen to run into. We now no longer need to worry about actually capturing tiles, since the planets will not be putting anything out, aside of course from tiles surrounding star bases. So once we get it neutral, we'll probably just move on, because there's no reason really to turn it to our side. So let us red alert and increase speed. We're not particularly fast because we have a lot of firepower. We literally have battleship level firepower. We have more missile damage than a BBM, or even just a normal BB. And we have a slightly less phaser armament, although if you go against the BBM, which doesn't have a BBXM variant, so there's no phaser X's on the BBMs, we actually have more phaser firepower than that battleship, and we have a matching disruptor armament in the forward arc than the standard BBM. Now, the BBX kind of changes that a bit. It doesn't have a MIRV missile launcher of any kind, so it's 12 missiles, so we still beat him on missile armament alone. And disruptors, we match him on that, but he does beat us in phasers and armor. So, yeah, we have a lot of firepower concentrated into a fairly small package. Alright, let's get the bombardment underway. We are squaring off against a single Hawk-type cruiser. It is an FHX, so an X-Hawk. Firehawk X? I think X-Hawk is better, even though it's not an X at the front of the name. So we're going to try and get a full salvo in. Hopefully we'll be able to turn away in time. He's only doing a speed of 10. It's starting to come up now, but he's not going quite nearly as fast as I thought he would be traveling initially. So I may actually have enough time to get the double salvo out. That would be ideal. Now, this salvo is a little bit stretched out from what I want it to be, but that'll be fine. I don't think he'll have any D-type plasma torpedoes. It's possible. Alrighty, so let's drop out and start to pull away. Wait for these missiles to pass in front, and the rest are broadside. Full power, turn away, and engines to maximum. I think I said that twice, or at least a variation on that twice. But that's okay. We've got him. He's done. Actually, no, that's not true. He's going to take at least one more salvo, assuming he doesn't cloak, which he very well could. We're going to take this opportunity to kick on the electronic countermeasure, since we don't use it very often. We may as well. And watch from his perspective. He's doing a speed of 22. He wants to catch us. He wants to increase his speed, but he sees a massive amount of missiles inbound for him. What's he going to do? Well, first of all, I can lead him more into these missiles by virtue of him trying to go for an intercept. Of course, he does drop down in an attempt to avoid the missiles entirely. And that's the first salvo, the one MIRV. 18 missiles in total. And the rest of the real salvo, we're actually beyond range to see his shields at this point. He's opened fire, so we know the Wild Wheels isn't there anymore. Oh, one salvo was all that it took. That is an FHX. That is the most powerful heavy cruiser until they get into the X-type heavy cruisers. So that's kind of sad. I'm enjoying it, don't get me wrong. I think it's hilarious because we have that kind of firepower, but for the Romulans it's kind of sad. After all, they don't have a lot of those ships left. Stop down here, another patrol. We're just cleaning up by the planet, making sure that it is neutral-ish and can fall over to our control in relatively short order. So we shall ready all stations and again get up to speed, hunting, seeking, and finding. So right now we've got votes for the next campaign. The two leaders at the moment are Hydrons versus Lyrans, which I think would be a fantastically interesting idea. I don't know if I've done it. I've got to double check, because it seems a bit familiar to me for some reason. Or ISC versus somebody. We're not really sure who, because it can't be ISC versus Romulans. We've just done a Romulan, anti-Romulan campaign. And I think ISC versus Gorn was back during Series 1, so I kind of would prefer not to do that. But I'm not sold in any direction quite on it. It is something that we are trying to figure out, because we are starting to grind to a close on this campaign. With only a couple of stations left, there's probably not a whole heck of a lot of things they can do to stop us from winning. I mean, theoretically, we could just have an absolutely terrible run of luck where I constantly run against King Condors and decide I can take all of them. We can take most of them. One King Condor definitely could take. 2 King Condors with full magazines maybe be able to take. 3 King Condors, probably not. But it was an interesting experiment. Alright, let's get our next set of salvos out. We're going to do the exact same thing that we did to the Hawk. Drop back a bit, make sure those missiles are up front, because you saw he was able to grab on... Well, the Hawk in the last mission was able to grab onto a couple of them, and that led to some interesting issues, but he only grabbed the MIRVs, so it didn't really matter. That allowed the big missiles to actually hit, and 8 full-power missiles is a lot of damage. It is 100 and something damage. 240 minus 48. So 296 damage is, or 92 damage is pretty significant for most ships. So we're just going to set course away, and we'll try and set up, see if we can't trick him into intercept coursing. Yeah, we can. Alright, he does have D-type plasma torpedoes, but we were expecting that. That's one of the reasons why our opening salvo is 18 missiles large. It's a lot harder to break down, and has enough in order to destroy that. Although this will demonstrate the reason why we try and stack our salvos as close as we can, because he's D-type plasma torpedoes. And he's targeted, his shields are down, and he's alive. Although this is a C7 variant, and we can tell that by the additional engine, so it's not actually a D7. It is a C7 that was brought over, so that makes it a battlecruiser. It's a KCR, the Romai Palma. So let's just end him, I suppose. He is firing his D-type plasma torpedoes once again. Let's slow down so we get a proper salvo going on here. Because we do have, of course, want the MIRVs to be out front. Now, I assume his shuttle bay is offline, considering he's only doing a speed of 5. So we'll send a probe to the Romai Palma to see exactly what he's dealing with right at the moment. And we'll get ourselves at full speed and keep away. Yeah, he has no shuttle bay. So 2 R-type plasma torpedoes, 2 Fs, and 3 Ds. He actually would be fairly decent at being able to hold off. Apparently, most of his systems have not been blown offline. Unless I missed it and I was peeking over here or something. But according to this chart, he's doing fine, although he may be at like 0 power. The D-type plasma torpedoes, however, do not take power. They only take the reloads, because they have basically frozen plasma torpedo. I'm not quite sure how it works. It's like some sort of stasis field that keeps it there. So our missiles are going in. He's traveling at a speed of 0.5. He has to know the inevitable is here. I hope he's taking to the lifeboats. Not that we'll probably hang around to pick them up. I don't think the ship has enough room for that. He's attempting to shoot them all down. He's doing his very best, and he's shot a bunch of them down. But at the end of the day, that's 36 MIRVs. What you gonna do? There we go. So the KCRs apparently are C7 designs. That's interesting. The C7 was one of my favorite Klingon heavy cruisers. Well, it's a Klingon battle cruiser. And we used it during our initial Klingon campaign. Oh, the Klingons probably would have won the vote for next season, but I'm saving Klingons until last. So we will not be fielding the Klingons until, well, season 10, 18-ish, I think? I think it's 18? It might be 17. So let us keep rolling on through, steadily and slowly annihilating the Romulan Star Empire in its entirety. There will be nothing left by the time we are done with them. So that means a whole bunch of patrols out in the middle of nowhere to hunt down the last of their vessels and annihilate them. We can actually increase the speed of time. Unless we happen to run into, say, a King Condor or something. Another one of their Hawks probably is not going to be particularly deadly to us. Hey, there it is. It's another Hawk. Being not particularly deadly to us. First missile set, increase speed to catch up a little bit. We want to tighten this spread a little bit. And then we'll fire the second missile set. Oh, a little bit early. Drop back. That. Full power. Ooh, there's another one. It's a pirate group. Interesting. Will he cloak because of that? I want to try and keep him on a proper intercept course. He is traveling fast enough to avoid my missiles, but then, he slowed down and stopped. And it did not work out for him. Yeah, he's dead. They're not particularly tough ships, are they? Let's set ourselves up on a proper assault course. And the first missile. Drop back, drop way back. I don't think he has cloak, so we should be fine with this one. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway. because we don't have the ammunition for it. Yeah, let's see how he handles that. He is slowing down, or at least he started to. So we'll pull away. Shooting down a lot of the big ones. Good show there, sir. But I think I've got you. I don't think you're going to be able to stand up to this salvo or the next salvo. You might stand up to this one, but I doubt it. Yep. Just having more missiles than the enemy can possibly shoot down. It's a very, very powerful strategy. It really makes me wonder why the Marak battleship did not include a ton of MIRV launchers. Or just more missile launchers in general. The Advanced Bombardment Cruiser carries essentially 14 missiles, which the battleship only carries 12? It seems a little bit odd to me. Apparently we get to be a convoy raider for this time. So we will have to pass through the Stardock, or the planet, on our way back to the other side of the Empire. Because right now we're working on one side of it, and then we'll go back to the other side, and then that'll wipe them out completely. It could take a little while, simply because there's a lot of tiles to take, and even though that we can blitz through some of these missions, they will take a little bit of time. So up to our decent-ish speed. Do we have an enemy target yet? No, we're just looking at armored freighters so far, which armored freighters can be a little bit frustrating to have to deal with. They're quite tough. It makes them very good, but we shouldn't be under too much pressure. I'm going to prep a Wild Weasel just in case. And there is our light cruiser buddy. Ah, he's already doing a speed of 20. Let's get ourselves up to speed. So we're going to do the proper max. I can do a quick step salvo. I don't even have to bother with the whole massive assault, unless he is the defensive type. There is a defensive light cruiser that has like 4 D-type plasma torpedoes. It's kind of crazy, and dealing with it can be a little bit difficult. So we just gotta wait until these hit our range of 4, or 5, I mean. That way we have enough time. Get this out. Wait for it to pop. Get this out. And full speed. Now the one thing we do have to keep in mind, though, is we need to, one, drag him into the missiles, because he will accelerate to beyond the speed that these missiles can handle. If we wanted to go absolutely crazy about it, we could get speed 32 missiles. But at that point, we can't keep up with our own missiles. So it makes stacking salvos a little bit more difficult. Now, over the course of 3 turns, that's only a difference of 3 units. So it's not particularly terrible, but I like to be able to stack gigantic 116 missile salvos on top of each other. I just find it to be that much more amusing. Alright, let's wait for him. He has placed himself in a position where he's going to get shot at, and there we go. Alright, now we just head on in. Because there's his Wild Weasel offline. He did not opt to cloak, which was his biggest mistake. And now the missiles will home in on him. Oh, interesting. That does not happen very often. So the issue that happened was the missiles, the MIRVs, were so close to him that he literally could not shoot them. He had no capability to do so. And because of that, they hit him, but he was able to hit the follow-up barrage of the larger missiles, of the full strength ones. So I'm going to make sure that he does not get away, unless he cloaks, which he very well could, because he has deployed his pseudo-frigates, and now he is in a position he believes that he can disappear. I hope not, because this will make my life a lot easier. But if he does, then we can just run around behind him. We'll take on his pseudo-frigates and all will be easy. So keep coming around. We gotta guide him into our missiles, because he's doing a speed that is high enough to avoid the missiles. Is he legitimately putting them to his stern to run? No, he's not that smart. Okay, he's not that smart, but apparently neither are we. So wait for the pop. Oh, because I fired the wrong ones. I fired my C-Rex. Okay, he's dead. Back to us, just so we can keep track of the incomings, because they're gonna hurt. We'll just keep them to our stern. And really, I could bother trying to kill them, but by the time these make it to him, they're gonna be dead. So we're just gonna dive on top of the freighters at this point. Get ourselves up to maximum speed. As soon as he's dead, we'll increase the speed of time to full speed, and then we'll just be able to run him down. So apparently his shuttle bay survived that, which is a little bit impressive. Disappointing and impressive. Ah, so many tractor beams, and he's putting them to his stern, but he's starting to take hits bit by bit. We got penetrating hits. Is he going to be able to hold them off long enough? Because his speed is now at that... Oh, you are just proven to be incredibly frustrating, aren't you, buddy? Okay, let's give him another couple of MRFs. Missile control limit, yeah. Put our bow on, get the disruptors ready. I wasn't planning on using them, but I'm going to. We've got to basically head them off at the pass, which we're in a position to do. Oh, interesting, cute. You're really annoying. Oh, you are just levels of annoying. And block that one. Good, we're fine. You've got an SDI plasma torpedo, and I've got to actually pay attention to that. Right, where the bloody heck is that convoy? Okay, we're still nearby. We're fine. I'm not happy with the fact that he's being actually intelligent. Light cruisers are not supposed to be intelligent. You're supposed to be easy so I can murder you. Get in there, phasers, overload. We're going to actually do this proper. And by proper, I mean energy armament. Because I assume he's about to have a wild weasel. He can't not. Are you about to show me your stern? Are you? No, you're not. But that's okay. Because I've got you. Point blank range. Ah, there we go. Still has not reduced his speed. Holy crap, what is with you? I needed those Gatling phasers, man. Seriously? I can't shut them off from their point defense duties either. He's down to speed of 24. Okay, I'm gonna kill your buddies then. If I can't kill you, I'll kill your friends. That seems to be a little bit gruesome, but it's true. I don't want to have to deal with these guys again because they've already damaged me more than I care to admit. Mervs. You're not capable of outrunning these. There we go. Get him to back off. That's the plan there. So we're just going to come in here and phaserize everything. I do not want to have to return home in order to repair things, and he's possibly going to make me have to do that, which is frustrating. Phasers. More phasers. And fortunately, the Gatlings might hurt me. How are you not dead? I don't even know. I don't want to know. You're going to die now. Okay, we got penetrating hits. He's dead. How did you take out all these MRFs? No, seriously, what is with you? You are way too powerful for what you're doing. You're a pseudo-frigate tender with S-type plasma torpedoes, and yet you have basically done more to me in order to thwart my plans than entire King Condors. I salute you, but I also would really like you to die now, please. Ugh, should have stretched out that salvo just a little bit more. Okay, we're starting to get several of their systems offline. That'll work out. Gatlings, please. There we go. More of their systems are offline. Yeah, let's see if he handles this one. Thank you. Okay, finally. Jeez. Full power to... Actually, no, we got to hold back on the engine power because we got to rebuild our phaser capacitor and everything else. I want phaser capacitor and disruptor ready to go by the time we're actually there. Which it looks like some of our disruptors are not charging. We're going to get to the front of the group. Also, as long as we're doing this, I may as well... Oh, wrong button. Okay, I meant to drop a mine out the back, and I actually used B instead of M. That's my mistake, but that's fine. Coming right up behind him. Yeah, you can shoot your missiles at me all you want. You're not going to matter. There you go. You're dead. So we got the front one in line. You'll be relatively easy to knock down. Although you do have plasma torpedoes. Holy crap. What is with this convoy? It is just practically tailor-made to make me cry. And you're dead, so now we don't have to deal with those plasma torpedoes. We'll come in with you, with disruptors. And phasers. Got you. Next target, please, is you. You have probably nothing. I'm not sure what you have. HL. I would say heavy laser, but we're in the wrong universe for that. Could force you to stop. That would be funny. That. There we go. Oh, they got close. Let's give him a little bit of a... Hello. This will stop him. So that'll give me time to recharge, reset everything, and then fire heavy weapons at him. Yep, there goes his Wild Weasel shuttle. We'll select all other missiles. They may fire now. Only 2 left. That was all that was left in the magazine on that one. So that light cruiser, hero light cruiser right there, should have gotten his name because, dear God, that was frustrating. Oh, if I had known that I was fighting someone who had a moderate intelligence, I would have completely changed up my strategy. but I did not. Alrighty, so we are doing a decent amount of cleanup down there. The Romulan Empire is essentially cut in half at this part. We are going to finish knocking down these 5 tiles, then we'll come over here and knock down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles, and then we'll come up finally to the final one way up here and take that, and that'll be the entirety of the Romulan Star Empire. I'm not sure how many episodes it's going to take. Might be 2, might be 3. Could even be 1, though, if we're, like, incredibly quick. Because at the end of the day, it's what? 5 plus 1, 2, 3, 6 is 11. So theoretically, if we did every single mission in a minute, we would be finished by next episode. We're going to have to see about that. So, because of that, the next season's going to be starting very soon, so get your votes in now for which faction you want to see. The current factions available are ISC versus anybody except Gorn and Romulan, Hydrons versus anybody except Romulan and Klingons, and Gorn versus anybody except Romulan and whoever we faced with the Gorn the first time, which may have been the Romulans. So that works out quite nicely. Alrighty, with that, I've been Tirak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.